Good evening. My name is Alvin Edwards, and I'm pastor of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church and also president of the Charlottesville Clergy Collective. You may ask, who are we? The Charlottesville Clergy Collective is a group of faith leaders of this community on this land that originally belonged to the Mourning. We were formed in response to the killings at Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. We are not politicians or pundits in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County. And our vision is we seek to be a God-fearing, God-centered faith community of prayer, solidarity, and impact within the Charlottesville-Albemarle region of Central Virginia. We invite you today to join us in an evening of worship and a period of reflection as we acknowledge the loss and the pain and the bitterness of COVID-19 and the ongoing racial injustices endemic to this country, these United States. Our various traditions affirm the following.
We are prophets, truth tellers, naming our present ugly reality, but also proclaiming for us our responsibility to our world.
We are bodhisattvas who, in the Buddhist tradition, sense suffering in the world and respond with compassion to liberate all beings.
We are priests, pastors, and healers who provide care for those who grieve and mourn.
In the Sufi path, we are the Nabi. We aspire to comfort the brokenhearted, support those in need, befriend the lovers of truth.
As members of the Baha'i faith, we believe that all people are called to uplift the human spirit and to promote the well-being of all the humanity.
We are here today to grieve the pain upon pain that we have suffered.
We are here to speak the truth and to name our reality.
We are here to apply salve to wounded souls, ours included.
We are here to honor the lives of those who have been killed by the viruses of racism and COVID-19.
We name the reality of this pandemic disease, COVID-19. As of June 6th, there has been 3 deaths in Charlottesville, 8 deaths in Albemarle County, over 1,400 deaths in Virginia, over 111,000 deaths in the United States, and almost 400,000 deaths worldwide. Since the beginning of this year, this virus has spread throughout the world in a matter of months, starting from 27 cases on December 30th to over 7 million cases today.
We mourn the ugly reality that COVID-19 kills Black Americans at a rate that is 2.4 times higher than white Americans and 2.2 times higher than Asians and Latinos.
Within this pandemic, we also name the ugly reality of another disease, the disease of racism. This disease has ravaged Black and brown and Native bodies in America for over 4 centuries. We speak the names of its most current victims.
George Floyd.
Breonna Taylor.
Ahmaud Arbery.
We name the ugly reality that many of these human beings died at the hands of police officers. The disease of racism has infected our law enforcement so that instead of protecting our citizens, it has systematically afflicted Black and brown and Native communities.
We mourn the ugly reality that while Black Americans make up only 13% of the US population, 31% of those killed by police are Black, and 39% of people killed by policing while not attacking are Black.
To dehumanize another is to dehumanize the self. From the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As we fight the twin viruses of COVID-19 and racism, we hearken back to what were to have been America's foundational creeds. We must finally live these creeds, or admit that we have no intention of extending them to all, and sign the death warrant for this American experiment. And then we too will become another exhibit of the banality of evil. We don't have to choose that path. We can choose instead the path of political transition, truth, and reconciliation. We can exchange poisoned air and poisoned relationships for healed air and healed relationships. We can choose.
These two diseases are in the air. The first disease is carried by the air we breathe. We use masks designed to protect ourselves and others from infection.
The second disease strangles and lynches so that we can't breathe. It also rips Black bodies by bullets, bludgeons by sticks, confines in prisons, and separates by neighborhoods. It has used hoods designed to anonymize white oppressors and terrorize Black communities.
The first disease is minimized by social distancing as one tactic to deter people from infecting each other.
The second disease is maximized by segregating Black, brown, red, and yellow bodies into prisons, internment, and detention camps to prevent them from contaminating white bodies in their schools and neighborhoods.
We name racism as the underlying spiritual disease that has exacerbated the physical disease of COVID-19. And the impact of both has been separation and isolation, and the fomenting of fear, anxiety, and distrust.
And until both diseases are eradicated,
we can't breathe.
But because both COVID-19 and racism kill Black people disproportionately compared to other populations, we are compelled to say, Black Lives Matter.
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 Both diseases operate under the principle of divide and conquer. In order to attain healing, wholeness, and shalom, we must come together and acknowledge our common humanity. The German pastor Martin Niemöller is best remembered for this quotation made in the 1930s.
First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist.
Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist.
Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew.
Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me.
We offer our own version of this quote, with COVID-19 and racism identified as they.
First, they came for the immigrants, and I did not speak out because I was born here.
Then they came for the elderly, and I did not speak out because I am not old.
Then they came for the incarcerated and the detained, and I did not speak out because I am neither a felon nor undocumented.
Then they came for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual, but I did not speak out because I am straight.
Then they came for the meat processors, produce pickers, and store employees, and I did not speak out because I am not deemed essential.
Then they came for the native tribes, and I did not speak out because I don't live on a reservation.
Then they came for Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, and I did not speak out because I am not Black.
Then they came for the protesters, and I did not speak out because I'm not Antifa.
Then they came for the healthcare workers, but I did not speak out because I am not sick.
Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak or care for me.
We are Ahmaud Arbery. We are Breonna Taylor. We are George Floyd.
We are the essential workers, the elderly, the vulnerable, and the marginalized.
We
are all in this together.
We are one race.
Until you are safe, we all remain at risk.
Until you are whole, we will remain broken.
Until you obtain justice and equity, we cannot and will not remain silent.
Until I can mourn your losses, we can never heal from my own.
Before there can be healing, we must create the beloved community.
If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven, I'll forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven, I'll forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray,
Tonight, I end with this challenge and with these questions. What do we tell our children? What do we tell ourselves? What do we tell our God? How you answer these questions will determine whether we learn to live together as brothers and sisters or perish together as fools. Finally, we invite you to respond to this service with action. We invite you to continue a time of meditation and prayer by taking a candle and going out to your front door. Light your candle and reflect in silence for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. The amount of time George Floyd's neck was strangled under the knee of the Minneapolis police officer.
Would like to invite all of my clergy friends and the community of Charlottesville to come out to a peaceful prayer vigil that will be held this Tuesday afternoon, this Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. on the downtown mall at the Free Speech Wall. This will just be an evening of prayer and gathering and togetherness and peaceful protest right at the seat of government to say enough is enough. Like-minded people and folks who love the Lord and those who are concerned and want to share with us, please come out and join us. Again, that's 7 p.m. Tuesday evening, June the 9th, at the Free Speech Wall on the downtown mall. Thank you and God bless you.
The last thing I say to you, there's a poem I learned some years ago and I use it as a benediction. It says, I am one, I am only one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I shall do. May God be with you, and may God have mercy on us all. Amen.
Ya